Hi, this is Steve from yourcreativelife.com talking today about the logline dilemma. Now, I've been having a lot of conversations about loglines lately, partly because I've been teaching a class about pitching to a group of students, and we've been talking a lot about how to describe a series. And I just want to say for the record, this is the important thing to know that I've seen in so many places. As TV viewers, we have been schooled in log lines created for TV Guide or newspapers or magazines or the Sunday paper. And those log lines do not serve us as writers as we're trying to pitch our material to buyers and to people in the outside world. Often a log line for TV Guide or those other publications I mentioned is simply going to give an overview, a very general space, so that a viewer can know whether or not he or she should tune in. So something like, this is a show that, explores the ins and outs of love and surgery at a Seattle hospital is something that you might see in a TV Guide, and that would be describing Grey's Anatomy. But it's very general, as you notice. And the bottom line is, if you're trying to sell a series or convince somebody that you've got a story to tell, you've got to tell that story in dramatic terms, not in general, vague, overarching 30,000-foot terms. And you do that in this particular way, by talking about who your lead character is, what they're trying to do, and what the obstacle or conflict is. So for something like the formula that I love is, this is a story about blank who is trying to blank in spite of blank. And here's an example across, just off the top of my head about how you might use that with a show like Grey's Anatomy. That would be much better, I think, than describing it in the general way that I described before. This is a story about Meredith Grey, a young surgical intern who's trying to prove that she's the best she can be, even better than her legendary mother, in spite of the fact that her love life with her superior jeopardizes her very presence, in addition to being with a very competitive group of fellow students. So now you can see in that specific story, even with, a log line off the top of my head that perhaps, needs to be workshopped and changed and rewritten, you can see how immediately we know who the story is about, what they're trying to do, and what those obstacles are. And then boop, 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 you can begin to imagine all of these different stories and permutations based on a dramatic thrust, a dramatic through line that is not present if you just say, oh, love and life and surgery and Seattle. It's just not the same. So whether you're describing, specifically, I think, if you're describing an ensemble drama, every show boils down to one lead character trying to do something and having an obstacle. And all the other characters spin around that main character like the spokes on a wheel. It's so important that as you go about pitching your show, describing what you're working on, that you frame it in terms of a dramatic log line that gives the character forward description rather than some general 30,000-foot kind of general overview. So that's my advice. That's the logline dilemma. We've been trained in these TV Guide log lines, and we've got to do something else if we want to sell our work or convince buyers and other people in the industry to pay attention to the specific stories that we need to tell. Thanks for watching. If you got something out of it, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends, because this YouTube channel, as you can see, has more than 100 videos, and I post every single week with things that are absolutely helpful to writers out there who are interested in television and other dramatic media. Also, take a look at yourcreativelife.com, which is the hub of all things coaching, where I can help you increase and improve your own writing life. Go there to find a link to this channel, to sign up for the newsletter, to learn about the Secret Writer podcast, and to get lots of other juicy wisdom about writers and writers' lives. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.